Dressmakers and friends, welcome again on the channel. Today in this video, come with me as I attend a fashion business masterclass. This event held at the Nigerian Chamber of Commerce in Lekki, and you are going to learn so much from this video because it has a lot of what most of the fashion business mentors that came around said. So stick around, this video has a lot for you. This masterclass was put together by Evie of Evie Atelier. Thank you so much, Evie, once again for this opportunity. And once you arrive, you get to see the photo session. Afterwards, you just have to move on to the registration point. You can see the registration point right here, and afterwards an usher directs you to the hall. Like, they just give us a kind of VVIP treatment on that day. Take a look at the ambience. Everywhere is just so beautiful. This event is just well thought out. Everything is just so on point. Take a look at me right here. I'm just so glad to have arrived a little earlier, so I was able to get to sit somewhere not so far from the front row. And here is the host, Mrs. Evie of Evie Atelier. Like, this woman, she's just so beautiful. Like, let me just mute for a moment so that you can all hear her profile.
Evie Atelier has 2 walk-in showrooms and a production center, and has become an international brand that has served hundreds of brides and other bespoke clients from over 13 countries distributed across the world. Evie Ogene began a fashion journey after graduating with first-class honors in business administration from Covenant University. She pursued dressmaking skill acquisition at OSC College of Fashion and furthered her studies at the London College of Fashion and Caring, gaining expertise in sustainable luxury fashion.
And she took us on the first session of the day, which is fashion business growth and continuity. She shared with us from her years of experience how to make your business grow, how to make or ensure that the business continues after you. After Mrs. Heavy, we had Mrs. Babatunde of OSC, who shared with us on how to actually achieve our fashion business plan, to whom, what, and where are you selling. And this session was actually so impactful also. Thereafter, we had Bankole Thomas of Bankole Thomas. I just so love Bankole Thomas because he's dealt so much with the numbers. How do you get the numbers to multiply? Afterwards, we had Ugomoye himself come on to teach us the pain and everything. They all gave us from their wealth of experience. These people did not hold back, and very soon I'm going to be sharing with you some of my light bulb moments. Listen to just listen to this act. It's going to blow your mind. You are going to swell.
Attracting a clientele that includes celebrities like Davido, Jidena, and Joke Silva. Ugomonye's fashion brand operates physical stores in Lagos, Nigeria and New York City, USA. Join me as we welcome
This session pointed at knowing your why. Why are you in business? Because sometimes when the pain comes up, the pain and everything, the hardship that you have to go through, it is your why that is going to keep you going when every other thing seems not to be working. And during the question and answer session, I spotted the only Chioma in the crowd. Like, just take a look at how beautiful she looks. I just have to say hello to her during the recess break, and then we have to return back to the business of the day. So listen to what Ugomoye has to say right here.
To now do today, after this session, is to Google the different value chains in the fashion industry and see where your heart resonates with. It's simple. This thing is not be cho.
Saw his page, and I saw that he had branches in other African countries. And my question is, in a saturated market, how do you build brand loyalty?
To be sure that you're actually asking the right question. What is the definition of saturation?
After the classes, we also had a panel session where you get to ask questions from the mentors, and hearing it from Bankole Thomas himself, someone who has several branches in other African countries, we realized that the Nigerian fashion market is not saturated yet.
Focusing on one side, so many parts are overlooked and ignored. Now everybody either has a fashion school or now they say they do production also, and corset, whatever. There are too many other things. Who's doing fabrics for us? Even if you are not manufacturing, you can be the one who we go to source it. E.g., I want to buy new fabric, I don't want to go to Aba myself. I should have someone that's their business, and that's what they do. I hope I covered it.
And that was Mrs. Babatunde of OSC sharing with us that there are so many untapped value chains in the fashion industry beyond all those that we are focusing. There are so many things that are still yet to be tapped. After this, we had the host herself, Mrs. Evie, even in this panel session.
I want it to look perfect. I want it to look different from sepia and so on. And you don't make money out of the whole thing. And uniqueness will not bring money to the table. So how have you been able to manage your creative side and still make money, make profit?
Okay, thank you so much. So I think the most important thing is that you remember that even though you're a fashion designer, you are in business. You are a business person. So as a fashion designer, your mind just wants to create stuff. You want to put your sketches to life. There are times to do that when you want to do your collection or you just want to show off stuff. But you need to remember that you have to balance the art and the business.
I had to just take a pause this moment because when Mrs. Evie was actually taking this moment, I was just like, These were things that I wish I knew even before I started my business. Anyway, let's keep watching.
This design I want to put out there, are people going to buy it? Is it wearable? Is it functional? A lot of people have moved now from being fashion designers to costume designers. They're just doing like dramatic stuff. It's not bad to do it once in a while, right? But if that's what you are doing every time, then people should come to you when they want costume, which is rare. Maybe you want to design for people acting, or I don't know, going for events. Yeah, so if that's who you are, yes, if you're a costume designer, focus strictly on your designs. But if you're a fashion designer and you want to make money from what you are doing, don't get carried away with the design has to be marked every single time. Do you understand? Remember that it has to be wearable. Yeah. There are wedding dresses now that I want to design, and I'm like, who is going to wear it? Remember church. Remember you're in this market, right? If you create it, by the time you're done, like sometimes you make wedding dresses and we use skin tone underlay because of how beautiful it looks. When you use a skin tone underlay with white, it's always very beautiful, right? But it will be on the rack for like 6 months. Nobody will rent it. They will like it. They will like in fact, the video will travel more than any other thing you post. But is it selling? No. And you want to make money. So you need to remember, anytime now that I'm so tempted to do skin tone, I'm like, no matter how good it looks or it will look, I can make it on the side. But please, let's focus on the ones people can wear, people can buy, people can order. Let the neckline cover. Do you understand? Because of the market. Like, so you have to, as you're thinking of creativity, also think of sellability. You can think of the business part. So you must balance it.
You all heard it, so we just have to make sure that we keep balancing it. I was able to get a moment of picture with the host herself and some other amazing fashion designers that I met at this event as well. I hope you have learned so much even with these little clips that I brought to you. I would really like to hear from you. Leave me some sweet comments and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you again in the next sewing tutorial or vlog. Thanks for watching.